Hey, it's James here from GoodGuitarist.com, and today I'm going to show you how to play Big Yellow Taxi by Joni Mitchell.
Hey, paradise, put up a parking lot with a pink hotel, a boutique, and a swinging hot spot. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's not? Hey, paradise, put up a parking lot.
And as you can see, it's just a 3-chord song, but the strumming is really, really intricate, and that's what I want to focus on today. We're going to learn how to do the chop and how to do mutes and how to add that to our strumming. And since it's just a 3-chord song, we're going to be able to focus really heavily on all of that. So if you're interested in, some next level strumming, that's what we're going to be doing today. Really quick before we get started, if you have not yet grabbed your copy of my free ebook, I'll put a link to that in the corner as well as down below. And that has all of the, the campfire chords, your most common strumming patterns, chord progressions, a little bit of music theory. There's a little bit of everything in it. It's completely free for all my subscribers. So please grab your copy if you have not done so yet. And also, quick reminder to like the video, hit the subscribe button, the bell icon. That's the best way to help me deliver guitar lessons to you for free here on YouTube. And if you've already subscribed, I am really thankful. Either way, let's jump in to our lesson. As far as the chords are concerned, it's really straightforward. It's just G, A, and D. 3 pretty basic chord shapes. If you're not familiar with those yet, I actually recommend learning a different song because this one, the strumming that I'm going to show you, is definitely an intermediate level thing. I have recommendations for songs that contain those 3 chords, like Bad Moon Rising. I'll put some links down below. Otherwise, we're going to jump in. We're going to start with our strumming for this one. And I'm going to mute the strings, rather than hold a chord shape. So we don't get those, it kind of hurts their fingertips if you hold your chord shapes for too long. So we're going to mute the strings and we're going to go. I'll do it slowly. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So we're cutting out all the muted stuff. We're going to add that after. I want to start off just getting the correct strokes. And as you can see, this strumming pattern is quite long. So I want to divide it into a few parts. First, we're going to go down, up, down, up. So we have a down on beat 1 and then up on the and after 2 and down up on 3 and. So 1 and 2, up, down, up. 1 and 2, up, down, up. That's not too bad. Now we're going to add a few upstrokes after that. As you can see, there's an upstroke on the and after 4, and then going into the next measure, an upstroke on the and after 1, and an upstroke on the and after 2. This strumming pattern is what we would call syncopated. That means it has lots of upstrokes or a very offbeat feeling. The upstrokes are called offbeats. So we're going to go down, 2, up, down, up, miss, up, 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 down, 2, up, down, up, 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 up. I find that using a metronome to kind of keep track of the clicks for us, it's just going to click along for us and we can play with it. This is really helpful. Like, this is totally what metronomes are the best at doing for you. And we're just going to go 3, 4, down, up, down, up, 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 down, up, miss, up, up, up. And all we have to do now is add a down up after all of that. So we're going to go down, up, down, up, 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 down, up, down, miss, up, down, up, 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 down, up. And if you find you're having trouble getting those upstrokes to line up, focus on the downbeat. As I miss the strings, that's a downbeat. So like, I'm not really thinking about those upstrokes as much as I'm thinking about that downstroke that's happening, even though it's just happening in midair and I'm not hitting any strings. I still really want to feel that, down, up. You could even say miss when you do that. You go miss, up, miss, up, miss, up, And that's the first step, is just to get that strumming pattern with me, with your metronome, with something, counting along. 3, 4, down, miss, up, down, up, 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 down, up. And then we can add our chord shape back in. And, you know, there's a big difference between that and which, you know, our final product, right? So let's figure out how we're going to do that now. I have a G chord here, and the strumming pattern starts off going down, and then on beat 2, I'm going to do what I would call a chop. So for that, I'm going down into the string. My palm, like the side of my hand, the edge of my hand is hitting the strings first, and then my pick kind of follows through. So palm, pick. And you can just go down, chop, down, chop, down, chop. You know, just to get that chop feeling good. And then I would go down, chop, up, down, chop, up, down, chop, up. And once you can do that, you're gonna have like the feeling for this, you know, and all we have to do now is just add the strokes back in, right? So make sure that you are really comfortable going down, chop, up. You know, once you can feel that and it feels pretty good, it sounds good, the rest of this pattern is going to be no problem. Moving on, the next bit of the pattern on 3 and 4 and, we go down, up, chop, up. So it's almost the same thing, except we're starting with a down up instead of a lonely downstroke. We're going to go down, up, chop, up, 3, and 2, and down, up, chop, up, 1, and 2. And you go like that, down, up, chop, up, a few times, and then you can put that all together, going down, chop, up, chop, up. And that's the first half of our strumming pattern. Let's just get out our metronome so we can do this nice and evenly. 3 and 4 and down, chop, up, chop, up. 2, 3 and 4 and down, chop, up, chop, up. And now the second half of our strumming pattern, we're gonna mute on beats 1 and 2. Before we were just playing upstrokes and we were like missing the strings on those beats. Well, now we're gonna mute them, and that is like the chop, but we're not gonna follow through with the pick. We're just touching it with our hand. So we just touch it with our hand and then we do an upstroke. So a mute is relatively silent, you know, that it still makes a bit of a sound, but it's not as like, you know, it's not making that chop sound. We're just mute, up, mute, up. So we have our G chord, mute, up, mute, up. And that's the first half of our second half, or the third quarter of this thing. Mute, up, 3 and 4. And mute, up, 3 and 4 and then the very last bit is down, up, mute. So we've done something similar. We went down, up, mute, up. We're just not doing that up at the very end. We're just going down, up, mute. Chop. Down, up, chop. 1 and 2 and down, up, chop. So we're gonna do the entire second half of the pattern. We're gonna go mute, up, down, up, chop. Mute, up, down, up, chop. And I would do that with my metronome as well. 3 and 4 and mute, up, down, up, chop. Mute, up, down, up, chop. Do that a whole bunch of times till you're super comfortable with it. You know, the thing is, this is all about muscle memory, especially when you have more than just downstrokes and upstrokes. You know, we're adding 2 more elements, the chop and the mute, right? So we want to work on it in the tiniest little components. Like I do it straight up like in quarters. You know, I work on the first quarter, the second quarter, and just like that. And you work on each little component till you could like, you know, you're just watching TV and you could just go like, and you could just play that part like without thinking about it. Then we can glue it all together, right? And then I do it in halves, and then I try the whole thing. And at this point, we're ready to try the whole thing. 3 and 4 and down, chop, up, down, up, chop, up, mute, up, down, up, chop. So just a quick recap. The first thing I want you to do is mute the strings and work on just the strokes, going down, up, down, up, 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 down, up, and getting that feeling good. Because that's like the main groove of the song, Like if I just went like... it kind of already sounds like the song, just playing like the root notes of the chords. Step 2 is we add those chops and those mutes, and we need to play a chord shape as we do that so that it sounds proper, And at this point, all we have left to do is cover one little thing that happens in the song, and that is where we switch from G to A during our strumming pattern. So it goes like this. So I'm switching to A on beat 4 of the first part of our strumming pattern. So I start off on G, down, chop, up, down, up. And then on this chop on beat 4, that's where I'm switching to my A chord. And then I complete my strumming pattern with the A chord. And this happens a lot in this song, so it's definitely something that you want to work on. Down, switch. And you just do that over and over again. And at this point, I would recommend trying the strumming pattern on a D chord. A whole bunch of times, and you are 100% ready to put the chords together to play this tune. And as far as that's concerned, it's pretty straightforward. We do our strumming pattern on G, then on D, then we do that G-A thing where they share the strumming pattern, and then we do it on D. That's our verse. And for the chorus, we just flip around the first 2 chords. We do it on D, then G, and then the rest of it's the same, G-A-D. So I'm going to play through the verse and the chorus with the strumming pattern. You can always just see what's going on, rewind it, try it with me afterwards, and that's pretty much it. So let's get out the old metronome. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is painfully slow, but that's what you need to do to build up that muscle memory, get comfortable putting it all together. And then you can try it a bit faster. That was what, 60 beats per minute? I don't know, let's see what we get here. 120, so twice as fast as we just tried. 1, 2, 3, 4. yeah, once it's up to speed, it starts feeling like the actual song. It's even faster than that, but I recommend taking your time, working on that accuracy, building up that muscle memory. As far as putting the whole song together, you just do those two parts. There's a verse, there's a chorus, and you can just print off the lyrics and you can see how that all flows together. If you need any extra help, please let me know in the comments down below. I'll also let you know I have a bunch of courses designed to help you with the various aspects of guitar playing. I have my course Strumming Made Simple, which is all about developing your rhythm and learning to do things like play and sing at the same time. Listen to strumming patterns, or even just listen to a song that doesn't even have guitar and figure out what strumming pattern goes with it. There's a ton of stuff in there. I'll put links to my courses down below as well. So if you need any extra help, you can check that out. Otherwise, don't forget about my ebook, to like the video, subscribe to the channel. That really helps me. I really appreciate that. And yeah, have a fun time practicing. I'll see you soon.